make a country, you need your own freaking language. Nerf guns in view. Oh, okay, so we are starting. Oh, gotta get the glasses off because they have that uber glare.
Uber glare?
They suck. They really do. Like they just.
Do you want me to watch the chat log?
You'd have to get on Nick's computer real quick.
I can do it on my phone.
Oh, can you? Okay, then yeah, sure. That'll help us out a lot. All right. Well,
that didn't work.
No, because your sync cord isn't long enough.
It's charged enough.
Okay.
where was it?
All you see is the gun pointing at Nick.
Unless the extension cord can come over.
Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again, the Monsters of Gaming. I'm Kaiju K, and with me here is the Kitten of Doom.
Hi.
Bonsai Brandon.
So.
Sorry.
And Necro Nick, obviously.
What's up?
Now, folks, we're going to bring a real interesting one to you this time. We've brought to you our loves and hates of video games. We've brought to you games that we like. We've brought to you Pokemon that we like. We've made our own games in front of you. Now we're going to go a little step closer. Now we're going to go with, could we make our own country? Yeah, sounds like a weird question. Now, believe it or not, there's actually a file on the How to Start Your Country, a WikiHow. You can actually look it up. It's www.wikihow.com/start-your-own-country. So, a quick rundown. According to Wiki now, it only takes 12 steps. So, those steps are: learn about your country, make your plans, know the rules, find territory for your nation, build an island, invite your friends, establish a government and constitution, declare your independence, establish an economy, be recognized by the world's community, and establish a language. Finally get out there and do it, but I don't count that one. So, we're just going to skip over all that. That just seems like way too much. So, first things first, what is a country? Well, dictionary.com describes one as the territory of a nation, which is to say a place where a lot of people live under one flag, basically. Did I dumb it down enough? I mean,
Yeah.
We can only hope.
can we get it any dumber? Anyone got another dumber? No?
A place in which you live in.
They could consider that a house, though.
Say dumb it down. You never know how much like
Yeah, that's
exacts
pretty...
that you're gonna get.
So, anyways, so what we have here is a list of things that we have to think of to make a country. Now, there's several questions, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go down the list. We're going to start off with the mighty Kitten of Doom.
Lies.
Who's back from being ill. Then we're going to go to the bombastic Necro Nick.
Sounds like this order.
Who's still recovering from a
shotgun cross shot from earlier. With said shotgun.
not by anybody in this room, not a kitten.
Then we're going to go to Brigadier Brandon.
Volunteer.
Bombastic. Mr. Fantastic. And then we're going to end it with me. So, I guess when we get started, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, hey, what's my country's name? So, Kitten, what's your country's name going to be?
The land of many meows.
The land of many meows. Gotcha.
I think Brandon's gonna blow his head off.
Don't kill yourself off camera. Kill yourself.
Meows.
All right. Well, then we'll move on next. Necro, what are you going to call your country?
The land of many.
You are so cheap. You just took my name and just took meows off the end of it.
I love how they're not giving it a name. They're just calling it the land of something. Like the land of milk and honey. Or the land of the Teletubbies. Perhaps the land of the Furbies.
Oh, that's her.
No, meows.
Brandon, please.
The Citadel.
The Citadel. Ooh.
Well, I was thinking Necropolis, but...
Then why didn't you say it?
Necropolis.
There we go.
I'm still sticking with mine. I don't care.
Fine,
Land of meows.
you stick with
The
the
land
land.
of many meows.
Yes, you can hear their moaning cries.
Sponsored by Taco Bell. No, I'm just kidding. Mine's going to be called Big Blue. It doesn't need a fancy title for what we do there.
Are you gonna go whaling?
Well, if they get within range, I guess, you know. So the next thing I guess you got to ask yourself is, where is your country?
You don't want to know.
I mean, where is your country?
My country is in the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes, Kitten of Doom has decided to build her country right in the dead center of the Bermuda Triangle.
Yep.
How about you, Necro Nick?
Mine is going to be between Hawaii and Alaska.
That's a lot of water to travel, but not a bad location. Brandon,
Mine's centered in the North Atlantic Trade Agreement.
right in the center of the North Atlantic. So he's going to be between Canada and England, of course. As for me, I'm going to be center and off to the right a little of Japan and Alaska. I like to keep myself well within the trade routes of people that are going to be able to help me.
Don't we have a map?
We do. I just have to set it up. So, folks, if you'll give me a second while I set it up, we'll move on to the next question. What does your country look like?
What?
Or it looks like that commercial where you see that guy throwing that really super light, cat litter through people's windows. And apparently they're not questioning it, but they instead use it instead.
You know what?
What?
You are not taking well to my kitty idea, and I am not happy about it. You all know this. I am the Kitten of Doom.
I'm sorry. I didn't think you were going to take any offense to it. I truly am sorry.
I'm not.
I'll start by my description. We'll start by going from the top, which would be towards Alaska area. You have beautiful snow-covered mountains with plenty of land down below the mountains to build houses.
We're not describing Alaska. Describe your own island.
This is my own island.
All right. So, on the screen right now should be the World Wind Explorer from explorer.worldwind.earth. Hopefully.
Or Google Earth.
Yes, it's there.
Okay,
There's a lag.
Okay, so what we have right here underneath the little piece right here, I'm just going to scroll in and wait for a few seconds here for it to come in, is basically this is where the Bermuda Triangle is found. Hence, there's Bermuda. Now, right where this little check box, right, or this little pin is, approximately, big enough to be a country around it, is where the mighty Kitten of Doom will be found.
Woot.
Now, we drag ourselves over here. Yeah, that's right. We drag ourselves right here, you'll find another pin, and once again around it is going to be Brandon. Now I want you to notice that there is nothing but deep water around Brandon. There's no islands or anything, it's just deep water. Now, I'm going to do it again, even though last time I got laughed at for doing it, because I could have gone the other way.
You could have.
But
Been faster.
I think the people are here for nothing that's going to be fast. So, right here, next to the Philippine Sea and the Pacific Ocean, catty-corner to Japan and Papua New Guinea, you find this little dot here, with a lot of shallow water around it. That's where I'll be found. And if we go over here, and I just heard a freaking Nerf dart go off.
No one was wounded.
Yeah.
It's okay.
There's Alaska. There's Hawaii. And right in between the suckers is Necro Nick.
Yay.
Alright, cool. That worked out a little better than I thought it was going to work, so let me turn that thing off now. Boop. Ah, we're back. Oh, jeez, I forgot how ugly I am.
Don't worry, I'm with you there.
So anyways, those are our locations. As you can see, far away from other countries, well outside of their waters, well outside of their territorial grasps. Except possibly Nick. I'm not sure how much of that area in between Alaska and Hawaii is considered the United States, but I don't think it is. I think that's international water. So, what I meant by describe your country is, I mean, describe what your country is going to look like. A brief idea. Are you going to have rolling fields, high jagged mountains, lush forests? Are you on the back of an ocean liner? Are you 2,000 leagues below the sea?
You start?
Yes, you start.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be floating, because I'm awesome like that. And...
Boo!
Wow.
Really? Give me that Nerf gun.
Loaded. Just pull trigger.
You want to go again? Do you want to go again?
This is what we've been dealing with for a while now, folks. Come on, guys. We're 11 minutes into the show.
Anyway.
Can't kill each other yet.
So, I'm going to be floating in the air.
It's down.
Put it down.
And
Put it down.
it's going to
quite
be
down.
basically a self-sustaining kind of country.
Okay.
Put it down.
There's going to be a lot of, like, different areas to it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, have you ever walked into a botanical gardens museum and seen, like, all the different little, like, kinds of areas? That's going to be my country.
Okay, so you're just going to be like a multilateral kind of deal, you know?
Yeah.
You'll have jungles, you'll have swamps. Okay,
Yep,
cool. That's
A
cool.
little bit of everything.
All right. How about you, Necro? What is Necropolis going to have hanging out with it?
Okay, as I was mentioning before, you'll have spacious, gorgeous-looking mountaintops covered with snow, and then living ground below the mountains where houses could be built. You know, you'll have similar animals as you would find up in Alaska, obviously. You know, they probably migrated back when the land was still frozen, whatnot, made a habitat there and evolved.
All right.
In the middle, I'm figuring you'll find either luscious jungles or grassy lands, maybe depending on which side you are on. And then down below, it'll be more Hawaiian-like palm trees and stuff like that.
All right, so you can go from the frozen north to the nice and warm south.
Yes.
So, an equilateral kind of deal. That's cool. All right. Battlefield.
Mine would be an island that dispersed out of the middle of the ocean.
Like,
Mostly used for industrial purposes, really. So, a couple mountains, you know, mining, a lot of operations.
So you're not going to have, like, lush jungles or anything, right? Just.
Ew.
All right, all right.
What's wrong with jungles?
Not what I'm doing.
There's Kitties there.
No, pandas. Pandas are in the jungles.
No, pandas are in bamboo forests.
Trash raccoons.
yeah.
Which I consider a jungle.
No.
What, a trash raccoon?
Guys, don't argue with her. Just nod your heads and agree simultaneously. Just 1, 2, 3. Just nod your head and agree. Hey, you're nodding your head. That's all I care
I
about.
hate you all.
Hey, I was agreeing. My country, on the other hand, is a little different from theirs. My country is a completely artificially designed country. It's actually on top of very large stilt-like structures built down into the ocean's depths, designed to help bring geothermal heat from the bottom to the top. On top of that, the country itself is basically a giant circle surrounded by a massive wall to help protect it from tidal waves and powerful storms, especially those storm winds, which can just wreck house. The inside will be mainly cities built going from the bottom up rather than outward, and will consist of rooftop gardens, flowing streams of water down the middle of the city streets, lots of like electric cars and stuff like that. But I prefer the autonomous ones. No, not Atlantis. More like Attack on Titan. But anyway. And plenty of farmland, but the farmland will all be underground greenhouses. Alright, so, next up on the list, a very important one. You're making your country, so what kind of government are you running your country with? Kitten. Or explain your government, at least.
Okay. So it's not a traditional government as far as I know of. Basically, I would be running it, but there would be a suggestion box for all of my citizen townie people to put suggestions into.
Kittas.
Yes.
Yeah, what are your people called, by the way? I gotta know, what are your people called? Are they called the Kittas, or I mean, what do we got going on here?
Kitlandians.
And you said Atlantis for me, huh? This Atlantis right there. Yeah, that's right. Hide your face, Brandon. Hide your face.
Don't have to.
Kiss your cross. All right.
I should know.
So what you're saying is you'd have a ruling group, which would be yourself,
Yes.
and people would be able to make suggestions. If you thought the suggestions were good, you'd push them forward.
Yes.
All right, now, let's say, heaven help it happens, you pass on. How do they choose who's going to be the next in charge?
Oh, I would.
You're dead.
You're dead.
No, I would plan it ahead of time.
Oh, okay.
Who would be in charge next?
She's coming back from the dead! You!
No! It'd be like in my will or whatever.
That should be in the cleaning process.
When the kitten of doom dies, she just explodes into a bunch of cats that run off, and eventually they'll just reform her again.
Yeah, there we go. We'll go with that.
What is she, a Toshi now?
Anyway, no, actually, that's a pretty cool idea, giving the people an actual chance to have some kind of say-so in the government.
Yeah.
Well, of course, that's going to be part of it, too. Think. If her military has any problems, they'll be able to put it in the suggestion box. Okay? Necro, what kind of government you going to be running, bro?
I'm gonna be running a government where instead of having just one person control the country, you actually have a group.
Okay, what type of group?
Go on!
Like a group that you are like that are trusted. Like you both are entrusted in each other. Obviously, you're the one that made the country.
So like you and a bunch of advisors.
Yes.
All right.
So like Congress.
But not like Congress, but
But Sam!
we literally like I cannot over Trump them per se, but they can't over Trump.
So majority vote kind of deal.
Yeah.
Democracy.
Democracy.
I'm sorry, what's left of democracy, really?
So, well, okay, so same question I went with hers, okay, so it's you and a bunch of trustworthy individuals. Now, should you or one of these individuals pass on, how do they put a new person into office?
It would be held to a vote of who the most providing to the actual culture would have been.
That sounds a lot like a communistic kind of deal.
That's what I was aiming more or less to.
Okay.
So it's like half and half.
Okay, Brandon, what are you bringing in, dictator?
Dictation.
Pretty much a dictatorship.
Thought so. Can't. If you want to think about what Brandon's government's going to be, just think of a potato having sex. A dictator.
Ha ha ha.
Now, my country works, once again, a little different from theirs. My country would actually work with people based on intellect. I would surround myself with the most intelligent people in the group so we could help solve issues that we're trying to do through our scientific journeys. And how it would work is, should I pass on, the people would be able to decide on who would be a best fit to take the position. Now, my position would be basically the person who has the final stamp of approval. All the other people would be the most intelligent people of the colony that I could think of for individual things. Like the most intelligent member would for, say, militaristic tactics, for scientific endeavors, that kind of stuff. Those would be the people in charge.
That kind of sounds like a democracy as well.
Well, yes, except for one small issue. The people don't get to vote on them. It's truly based on their intellect and how much they've helped the world. It has nothing to do with the people's voting. If you say, find the cure to cancer, well, congratulations, Stephen Hawking just lost his damn chair. Because other than his black hole theory and his scientific endeavors in theoretical sciences, what has he really connected to the world? You cured cancer, congratulations.
Nothing but stigma.
Yeah. The best of the best can only take the positions. That's how it would work. But they would need a common man, an everyday Joe, to take the final position as the final say-so, because you need somebody who'd be close enough to the people. We don't need somebody who's some rich yokel who spent his entire days being bottle-fed. We don't need anything like that. We need somebody like a farmer, someone who's worked their hands to the bone.
But that wouldn't exactly be fair either, because that person isn't going to have everyone's best interest in mind.
Well, that's their position. Their position is to have everyone's best interest in mind.
But everyone's demographic isn't the same.
Well, actually, Cody, get your nose out of there. For my country, it kind of is. We'll get to that in a second, though.
Okay.
Alright, so, we've all established that the land of Kitties is going to be a land with a suggestion box. Brandon's just going to take over for pure might and brute force. Necro has a half democracy, half communism, and mine's based on intellect and furthering the needs of the people around it. Alright, so now we get to the part that I was dreading the most, especially because Brandon's in the room. So the next question I have to ask is, what is the purpose of your country? Your country has to serve a purpose. Whether it's for the good or the bad, your country truly does need to serve some kind of purpose. Like I said, the good or the bad. The good or the bad. The good or the bad. I'm sorry. Alright, so, Kitten, what is the main purpose of your country? What is your country's overall goal?
I guess we'll go with tourism.
Alright, so, being in the Bermuda Triangle kind of gives her a good edge. Not a lot of people go to the Bermuda Triangle, obviously, but if they found out there was a country there, and that they could go and investigate things like where Amelia Earhart vanished, then obviously that has a lot of impact. She would have to make her country based off of touristic things. Of course, she'd probably have beaches and amusement parks and things like that. And she'd probably get a huge amount of her funding from the tourism itself. Necro, what's the absolute purpose of your country?
Mine's to harvest and
He's going for souls. He's going for souls!
No.
That's my job.
That's why it's called Necropolis. I should have seen this coming!
To harvest like all the resources around me and sell them at a fair price to have better trade routes and communication with the fellow cities or countries.
So you're saying your country's basically a giant mining colony?
Yes.
Alright, I guess that could work for the most part until you ran out of the industrial parts.
And then you run out of resources and you gotta move.
Well, I mean, we'll mine to an extent. We're only pleasing the surrounding areas around us, not the whole world.
Right, which is basically the United States and me.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I need a trade route with you, man. I need a lot of them in minerals. You better be digging 24/7, buddy.
You'll get your fair share.
Maybe.
Fair share? I'm paying for more than fair share. Brandon, I don't think I need to ask what your purpose is,
Military.
but for the sake of the viewers, what is your purpose?
Military-industrial complex with gun running and, arming of the world.
War!
War! Oh, good God! What is it good for? Brandon's economy. Alright.
Wow, I almost came close to your nuts.
Okay, the reason why I'm going to need Nick's help, however, is my country's basis is on the improvement and betterment of mankind as a whole.
Nope.
My country is a country willing to take science to another level. A level where we are not held back by rules and regulations of other countries. For instance, when a country begins starving because they cannot provide enough food for themselves, a lot of countries have to band together and send them a bunch of canned food and crackers and instant coffee, and that's just stupid.
Non-perishable items.
However, a cloned sheep grows to full size in 2 months, only lives 2 years. However, it grows full size in 2 months. Clone the animals. Send them to these countries. Clone fruits and vegetables. Send them to countries. Use genetic manipulation to help solve problems with people. You know that sharks can cure cancer in their own body just because of cells in their bloodstream?
But we already have GMO products.
Hmm?
We already have GMO products.
Yes, but they're not as widespread as they should be, and they're banned in most states and countries.
That's because they're not good for you.
What do you mean they're not good for you? Can you prove they're not good for you?
No, because I haven't read enough about it.
The big issue that people have with cloning goes back with religion, where you should not have the power to create life, only, insert name here, should have that power. That's why a lot of them are shut down, a lot of them are actually given negativity. Same thing with gene manipulation. If I said to you right now that I could fix your eyes, and all it would take was me to inject some DNA into you from a different animal, however, for the rest of your life you would no longer be considered a human being, would you take the shot?
Yep.
Yep.
Depending on the animal.
Well, what if, let's say, okay, you know what, just for the hell of it, because he said it, how about a panther? A big cat. A cat well known for its vision?
Yeah.
So you'd allow that?
Yeah.
Well, you know that they're not allowed to do that? Because of the United Nations, you're not allowed to mix genes. No gene manipulation allowed.
No superhumans.
Yep. What about cybernetics? Cybernetics are an amazing idea, except they're considered unwieldy and nobody wants to put the money towards them.
But the only thing closest to cybernetics right now is prosthetics.
Right. And we could do so much better. That's what my country's about. My country's about improving mankind while ignoring those simple things. Hey, if I can find a way to cure Nick's spine, and it involves me injecting some electric eel DNA into him, and he might get the ability to shoot a few sparks, I'll fucking do it. We could just call him Blanca. Alright, so changing from that to a fun one, because I can't wait to find out everyone's answer to this one. You have a country, right? What's the language? What language does your country speak?
Kitlandian.
Kitlandian, huh? Can you give us an example of Kitlandian?
Furby.
I think she just told me to go f*** myself. I don't know. I don't know Kitlandian from the Kitlandians. I love that the only difference between her people and the language is the letter S.
Yeah.
Necro, what are we throwing as far as...
so mean.
What is true?
My country would actually be would have studied all the other countries' languages, so that way we could better understand them and further our spread of our sources and stuff.
Well, technically, since you are, outsourcing towards the most local countries, so technically you would have to learn the local countries, not all.
No, we're talking about personal languages. Side languages are a second process. For instance, you don't go and move into Mexico and expect everyone there to speak English.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
Everyone comes to America.
I'm not saying America. We're not bringing America into this. No. In fact, if anything, you should be the most quiet. You're right off the coast of America in your country. You Kitlandians with your Kitlandian language.
That's why we have a whole nother language.
Speak English.
If you can't learn it, you're out.
Just punch him right in the face. BAM!
You have to take a 12-week course.
So what you're saying is basically your language is based on your trade agreements.
Yeah.
All right. Brandon.
Same.
All right, cool. I'm going totally geek here.
He's going Elvish.
Yep. Look at the Lord of the Rings, folks. Common Elvish, or Eldarin as it's called. That's my people's language. I always thought that it was a really cool language. It has a very soft tone to it. Doesn't seem to be very good. And in fact, when characters screamed it when angry, it still felt like they were just chilling out. Okay, on to another fun topic. Currency. Now, Kitten, if I remember correctly, yours was cats?
Kitty coins.
Oh, kitty coins, right.
The change.
Shut up!
Sorry.
You're not going over this again!
You're right, I'm not going over this again. Brandon?
Oh,
No.
you mean how you wanted to sit there go and offer cats as a currency? So if you needed like 2.5 cats, you would have to like either cut one in half
Or give him a kitten.
or give him a kitten. But then again, it comes to half a kitten. So would that be like, conception?
I don't know who we're going to get upset with that one, if it's going to be Peter or it's going to be the people against abortion. But we just got... Yeah, it's over.
Okay.
So explain your kitty coins, please. Because Brandon just made it bad.
No.
Like you took it to a whole new level there, buddy.
Kitty coins. Alright. So, kitty coins are only allowed to be used in my country.
Okay, so what's the exchange rate? I mean, who'd you base it on?
There is no exchange rate.
So how would you get kitty coins?
Let me explain.
You have to have the cutest kitty.
I brought a cat. Can I get kitty coins?
No. So, when you
For 1.5.
I hate you all.
Talk about a kitten.
That's it. I'm done.
Explain your kitty coins. Come on.
Hey,
Alright.
I brought a Cody. What do I get?
Nothing.
Oh.
You
Mommy
get
don't love
disappeared.
you.
Oh, he disappeared.
Mommy don't love you anymore.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
Cody is showing video.
When you come to my country, you have to take a 12-week course. In that 12-week course, you learn about the culture, the different things you can do, the language, pretty much everything you need to know to survive. Once you complete that course, then you get a living expense.
Well, what about the people that are coming to be tourists?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. They have to take the course too.
Oh god.
Well, just to show up for your vacation, you gotta take a 3-month course.
You'd have to take 2 weeks. You would have to take.
All right,
God.
I'll make a condensed version.
Okay. So how would you?
Like a US
how would you?
customs
How would you give?
exchange rate.
So you're making money off of just giving people money. That's why there's got to be an exchange rate. Just say you're basing it off the dollar.
By the time they hit their second, vacation, they'll be finally allowed to see what her country is.
Just base it off the dollar. That's all you got to do. Okay, so the kitty coins are equivalent to $1. Cool. Nick, what is it? Bones? Upside down pentagrams? Burning crosses?
At least mine was tame.
Sacrificial of lambs.
You did the sacrifice their firstborn? I mean, how do I get a loaf of bread in your country?
We would actually have 2 types of currency other than our resources. We would have the dollar, and since we'll also be probably trading with either Russia or Japan, one of their currencies, or both too.
Okay, so you'd have a mixed currency kind of deal.
Yes.
Okay. Brandon, blood?
Yeah, we're going old school. We're doing it the old clip.
The old clip?
Yeah, the old clip style.
Are you talking about bullets as cash?
Yep.
Oh, hello everybody. Metro last light, everybody. Woo! How many bullets do you have for some bread? Well, I'm going to screw up the entire economy with my idea. My idea is simple. When you come to the country, you're given a thermal card. It's a card that only reads off of your own thermal prints. This card holds all of your money.
Bitcoins.
The money is called credits. And the credit is equal to the same exchange rate that was given towards it. So if you give me $5, you get 5 credits. If you give me the equivalent in, say, yen, or rubles, or kitty coins, or bullets, or mixed denomination, probably Monopoly money, you get the same equivalent. So it would be 5 credits either way.
Wait, so if I give him $5 in Monopoly money, I get $5.
If I give him a missile, how much is that worth?
Oh, I'd have to look that one up. What size missile are we talking here?
Grade A1, a step below, Hiroshima's.
Oh, geez. Well, that's could probably buy you a small location on my planet. Anyway, so my idea is that my country runs off of the world economy itself. So, once again, my credit is the same equivalent in each country. So, you can't go and, say, dump off 5,000 rubles and then go to America and get $5,000. You would get the equivalent exchange rate. Alright, so another fun one.
Question.
Answer.
So, if somebody came to your country and didn't want to get the thermal card, then what?
They don't come to the country. It's that simple.
You're gonna be broke.
My country is a very firm, law-based country. You follow the laws, you get the fuck out of the country. There is no middleman.
So you're not going to have any, tourist base whatsoever?
My country doesn't need tourism.
Neither does mine. Mine bases it off of gut running and espionage.
Yeah, he's going to be blowing people up, and I'm working on bettering people.
Even if
Creating a sandy beach ain't doing me any good.
even if there's peace in the
If
world.
my people want to go on vacation, we'll call up the Kitty Islands and be like, hey, can we send a few people?
Yeah, they'll outsource it.
We took the 12-week course already.
Yeah, they'll have a training course everywhere. Mine, not so much. Just be happy I'm arming you.
Not cool.
A fun one, though, and I actually want to see the answers to this one. What is your flag going to look like? And once again, this is your flag. Do what you want with it.
Oh, I already got this one down packed.
Well, that's because it's your turn.
Okay, so it's going to be a lavender flag.
Cool.
Yes, I have my colors. And then it's going to be right in the center. It's going to be a picture of 3 little kittens. And they're all going to be, I don't know how to show this. So it's going to be basically 2 are like this, and then another one like that, and they're all joining paws. And it's going to show a symbol of unity.
Oh, that's
So
actually...
I don't know if you want to show them what I was trying to do.
It's 3 kittens facing each other with their paws touching, showing the symbol of unity.
Kind of like Triforcing.
That's actually pretty cool. I like that idea. Necro, what? Skull and crossbones, dying baby, the 666.
This is pretty tame for Necropolis.
Yeah, I know. I'm loving it.
For me, I think it'd be stripes for the whole flag, and then in the middle it'd actually be two people. Actually, I would go with like two aliens shaking hands.
Aliens? Where the heck did aliens come from?
If it's his flag, he can do whatever the hell he wants with it.
The reason for aliens is because we're all so different from each other.
Ah.
Okay.
So, Brandon, is your flag just going to be a piece of white paper with a bunch of bullets and blood smeared on it? I mean, what are you doing here, buddy?
Oh, trying to reload something right now. Nope, mine's practically going to be a Grim Reaper with a scythe. And pretty much it's going to read around the banners, you know, death comes to all nine.
Are you going to Sons of
Sons of Anarchy? No.
What's worse is not my next question, but the following question, because I almost dread finding out what Brandon's idea is going to be. My flag is actually quite similar to both Necro and Kittens, but it has a purpose.
Surprising.
Well, the idea is it will be what will be considered like an infinity symbol. And in the infinity symbol will be different people holding different people up. So, for instance, there'll be a black character, and he'll be holding up a purple character, he'll be holding up a blue character, to a white, to a yellow, etc., into a pattern to prove that every human being on the planet should be trying to better themselves by helping everybody else.
Have you met a purple person before?
Yes.
Okay, just
So
remember.
it's going to have all the
These
colors of
purple
the
people.
rainbow?
And some.
Like Skittles!
Yeah, but that's banned in my country.
What?
Yeah, Skittles are banned in my country.
Oh, yeah,
That's
you're
it.
dying
I'm never
first.
coming.
I hate Skittles.
No.
M&Ms are cool.
Putting a hit out on him.
Okay.
Yeah, you can send your kitties up against my giant fucking wall.
Also my Nordic slow motion.
So funny. We're not gonna get into that one until we can wait.
Aww.
Okay.
Okay, and you seem to have a question when I brought up my flag.
What?
You kept stuttering every
Yeah,
time.
Brandon, why do you have a problem asking if I've ever seen a purple person, but you had no problem with him talking about aliens?
The green and black
Aliens.
stripes with
Want me to
the
do? I haven't
two
seen one
aliens
before.
holding hands.
Oh, yeah, because the alien part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seen an
But then
alien
we
before?
covered that.
But you seem that you stuttered after I explained that.
Because I went to a very dark place with it.
Exiled Nerd says blue hippie avatars.
And the reason still why I picked aliens is because how well do we know each other from different countries?
Touche. We're all aliens to each other.
Okay, so we have the United Nations over here. You know.
Yeah, for real.
So next one up, now this is actually an important one, but one I can't wait to hear from all of you guys. What is your country's main philosophy?
Make big holes for Brandon.
No. We start with Kitten. We start with Kitten.
Okay. So,
What's your main philosophy? Like, what makes your country what it is? What makes it a place where people want to live or visit?
So mine would have to be obviously the tourist factor. That you can come to my country and get something that you can't get anywhere else. You can see where Amelia Earhart went missing.
Okay.
You can see where all those other people that disappeared from, and where they might be. Hell, who knows? They might fall out of the sky at you. You never know what you're gonna get in Kitlandian.
It's gonna look
Okay.
like
So-
USS over Arizona.
You get some
You're
pretty
at
cool
home.
stuff coming to my little place.
All right. So your main philosophy is give the people what they want.
Give them a mystery.
Ah,
There's always mystery.
is your country constantly covered in fog?
No, only certain areas.
Ah, that's pretty cool. All right, Necro. What would bring people, or in Brent's case, make me want to leave your country?
Yeah, your people ain't ever coming over.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of violent people in this world.
For me, it's just to bring the world together and, well, not bring it together, but to supply it where needs are.
He's Walmart.
Oh my god, you are Walmart!
He's getting stuff for other countries and selling them for fair prices.
Buy less and be happy.
Oh my god, he's Walmart. Necropolis is Walmart. The Walmart country exists. It's amongst us. Skynet is real. Brandon, kill him quick before he spreads.
Yes, because that's totally fair.
Alright, so basically what your idea is basically to try and better the world by giving them more materials to work with.
Yes.
Alright, Brandon.
So,
Yours may be bigger, but mine hurts more.
I know.
Your philosophy of your country?
War comes to all.
War comes to all. So right now I see 3 countries that are about to bomb his country back into the freaking Stone Age. Which might be an upgrade at this rate. As I said before, Mike... I'm looking to create modern Sparta, modern mercenaries. We solve wars, but we don't start them. On an international scale to those who pay. Brandon, you got competition!
Yeah, that's not happening.
Exiled Nerd! Oh wow, you've got competition!
It's gonna happen like 300. I'll be Persia.
As I was saying, my country's whole ideal is to better the world. Our philosophy is that you give us your smartest, your most scientifically gifted, those who want to actually better the world by proving themselves, and we can solve the world's problems. We're not there for monetary needs. If you cure cancer, your name goes up in lights as you're the one who cured cancer. And that technology will go and cure cancer around the world in your name, whatever you wanted to name it. We will have the best schools. We will have the best scientists. We will have the best engineers. We will design a country that is designed to do one thing, and that is to make the rest of the world a better place, and to constantly, by doing so, make us better people. So, our country, of course, anything that was highly technologically advanced, such as warfare and such, obviously that would be stuff that we wouldn't just give to the world for obvious reasons, including Exiled Nerd right there. But to say the least, let's say that we found like Deep Blue Sea. Let's say that we found sharks. We would just kill them and harvest them and then clone them again instead of making them super intelligent, gigantic. But if we found out that all we had to do was inject a little bit of this serum into somebody's brain who had Alzheimer's, and it would cure the Alzheimer's, we wouldn't sell it for millions of dollars. We would sell it for a cut rate. A very good rate. Basically, the materials plus a little more to help us.
So, how will you control population if all the diseases that are keeping your population in check are now being cured?
Why would you keep a population check unless you're looking to control them?
I like how you're putting that, and I have 2 ways of looking at this. First, I'm going to be the sarcastic one and say that I have Brandon and Exiled Nerd to keep the population in check for me.
Okay.
I do that.
However,
Natural selection.
the true fact is that you can never cure every disease. You can never get rid of every illness. It would still take decades to find cures for these things. And even once we find one cure, every time you cure one disease, 10 more are going to pop up.
You know what starts disease?
Humans.
No, bacteria.
But the thing is that we're not just
creating bacteria.
We're not just talking about curing disease. A soldier loses his leg in Afghanistan due to a bomb. I don't care what country he's from. We can cybernetically attach a leg to you that will make you feel as if you're walking on a real leg again. All the parts cost us, say... Only... Exiled Nerd goes, he'll kill people, but only bad people, and only if he's paid. He's going mercenary. He's just a giant country of mercenaries. You pay for it, and he blows it up.
Yeah, I just do it whenever I feel like it. I don't care if I get it or not. Just like,
well, he's a bad person.
Let's just say that all the materials to make...
He's a worse person!
I'm a warmonger.
Yeah.
He's the gentler side of me.
He's bad because he changed my screen.
Oh, that's right. Exiled Nerd, when he came to visit, he changed her background on her computer, so she's still angry with him.
I will hold that grudge forever.
But like I was saying, let's say it only costs, say, $300 to get all the parts. The surgery takes an hour. We might charge the person $400. Why should we charge them $7,000? There's nothing for it. We're bettering his life. And if that person somewhere down the line becomes like a famous sports star or something and wants to donate money to our country, we'll gladly accept it. We don't need the people to pay us a ton of money because through our research and our funding, we'll be able to make plenty of money. Now for the one that I was afraid to pick, especially for... Exiled Nerd says, and
I see that. Yeah.
So,
Just wait.
yeah, you gotta come back sometime, Exiled, and she'll be waiting for you. Now, this is the one that Brandon's been waiting for, and we've all been dreading. Now, every country, unless they're complete, total pacifistic wusses, have a standing army. So, this question is twofold. First question, how much of your population is military? Second question, what kind of military are you packing? So, Kitten, let's start with question one. About how much of your population will be military?
0.
And there we go, folks! Hey, Exiled Nerd, looks like you got somebody to buy for you.
Ask me part 2.
Okay. What kind of military do you have?
Brandon.
I am the military.
You realize this is the guy that just said that he doesn't care what happens, he just randomly attacks people, right?
Yep.
That doesn't put you on a safe list.
We have a contract. It's okay.
Yeah, JLA.
He's got a suicide bomber. He's got a suicide bomber. Okay, Nick.
Oh, hell no.
Oh.
I'll change it again in the admin settings and stick it there permanently. Oh my goodness, gee, he's going for blood. Okay, so Nick, two-part question. One, how big of a population is going to be militaristic for you?
I'm gonna say about 35 to 40%.
Wow! That's a massive population!
He just popped up on my radar.
Wow! Okay, wow. 40%, give or take, 35%. Let's just say 35% of the population. Alright, so...
And the way that the percentages are going to work is, you know how I said I had like about 3 different climate changes throughout my country?
Mhm.
Well, all of them are going to work together. They're all going to train in each other's areas
Ah,
differently, so that way they're multi-tasked.
So a group that's good for temperate country
Oh no,
combat.
I plan on moving, like, the people that trained up north, they move down to the other, so they all have...
Oh, so you're saying an
training.
escalator system where they're all training constantly?
Yes.
What type of military are you going to kind of have? Like, what are you specializing in?
I'm just gonna be an all-arounder, kinda. I don't have a heavy Pacific that I'm in, but I would like them to have all pretty decent knowledge of land, sea, and air.
Alright. Brandon, how much of your population is going to be military?
Oh, even Grandma's packing heat.
Even the dead corpses are packing heat still. They're explosive.
Welcome to Pizza Hut. By the way, I put a bouncing Betty underneath the crust. Yeah, you're sure you still want him to be your bodyguard at this point?
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, he's just gonna drop corpses with bombs on them.
It's okay.
Well, other than Kitten, I feel like one of the most pacifistic of the group. Only 25% of my country is going to be militaristic. However, unlike the other groups, mine does have specializations. Due to high technology, we're going to be specializing mainly in drone and mech-based combat. We're going to put as few soldiers actually in the battlefield as possible, and we'll prefer to have...
And he called you Skynet.
What do you mean? My capital's called Skynet.
Yeah, see? There you go.
He's Walmart. He's almost as bad.
People of Walmart.
So, if I'm attacking a country or a country's attacking me, they're mainly going to be running into autonomous units, which means that they don't feel fear, and due to computeristics, they will also rarely miss. Any manned combat vehicles will be based off of mechs from the Mech Warrior series, along with a slight hint from Gundam. For instance, I don't believe in my vehicles being purely land-based. I believe in them having some sort of hover capability. Well, so they can go across seas, obviously because we're in the middle of an ocean. Hovercrafts do exist to a certain extent nowadays, but we've never gone past the main stage. All hovercrafts look basically the same, because they were a flop and no part of the military wanted them. However, I feel that's wrong. A vehicle that's capable of combat on land and sea has a huge advantage over one that specializes in one half or the other. Not to mention, with the ability to move as fast as a hovercraft does, it would make it a lot harder to strike it in Navy-based combat, as you really have to lead those shots, and an erratic pilot moving backwards and forwards in special zigzags is probably going to get to your boat before you do, and insert some very powerful weaponry into your hull, and just watch your ass sink. Once again, The only way to get into my country is through vertical takeoff and lift vehicles. So, I don't really have to worry about a naval ship pulling up and boarding my country. And, of course, with a giant wall around me, other than possibly some Viking with cake in his back pocket and a battle axe, I have nothing to worry about getting into my city.
Longboats.
Yeah.
Also, combat-wise, I'm also going to aim at using technological weaponry that are frowned upon. For instance, sonic weaponry. Not a lot of people see any kind of bonus in sonic weaponry. People know I love music and sound-based objects. The thought of being able to hit a ship with something that will strike the ship and send sound just bouncing through it loud enough to just drop people sounds a lot better than hitting it with scorching weaponry. If I can have a group of, say, drones go flying through an area and bombard it with sound waves that will cause all the people to pass out and hit the ground, or possibly use electricity-based weaponry, that's what I'm going to go for. I don't need bullets and missiles when I'm dropping lightning bolts and sound on you. Just call me thunderbolts and lightning, because I'm very, very frightening.
I'm gonna use catapults. Get it?
Ah!
Catapults.
She said she had no military.
So
It hurts.
besides the electromagnetic weapons that I'll be, manufacturing just to disable his army, we'll just feed you some, cat food or laser toys. No, we'll just play a laser light show at your country. That should distract them enough.
Oh, biological weapons are not outside of my range of opportunity. I just would prefer to make that a last-minute thing because... Well, actually, you know what?
It's not really biological if it's laser.
Well, if I could make a biological weapon that my people already had the cure for, that would work even better. Then I could drop it in the middle of your village, or your country, rather, and say, well, whenever you guys feel like it, you can surrender and we'll give you the antidote.
Or halfway through, you realize that I have bomb shelters on it and everybody has radiation suits.
I can wait. Remember, viruses don't die, they just go inert. Sooner or later, somebody's going to have to pop out of an air disc.
Have you ever seen the movie Minions?
Yes.
Spin-off of Despicable Me?
Mm-hmm.
And you know how they infect all the rats?
Yeah.
And then they're going to let them go? Think of that, but with cats.
You already said you have no military.
I don't. They're not military.
That is military.
Yeah, that's biological warfare. That's militaristic.
Well, I don't consider them military. They're my little friends.
They're military.
Oh boy. Anyways, so on to a really dangerous subject. Spoiler warnings, folks. If you have any thought process about how religion works, just come back in about 5-10 minutes. I promise. So, this is a dangerous subject to talk about because every country has a feeling on religion. Some countries are dominated by religion, some not so much. Some are a mixing pot of religion. First, I do not fear. I cannot be stopped. Second, my percentage can't be named. Active units will be based on trained, supplied, paid for units, but everybody will be base trained, combat survival, etc. Okay, so that's actually kind of terrifying. I mean, I know that there's no innocent members of Brandon's country, so I could just bomb the shit out of it and not feel anything. But with his country, there are civilians. I just don't know which ones they are. So, religion. So, two-part question again. One, does your country have its own religion or not? And two, how much of an impact does religion hold on your country? Kitten.
Okay. So, no. We don't have a religion.
Okay.
We do, however, follow the karma policy, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. That's
What
it?
was the second part?
Karma's a bitch.
The second part was how much of a role does religion have in your country?
Well, since there is no technical religion, everybody is held pretty high to the standards of karma, though. When it comes around, goes around.
All right, so that's also kind of a basis of like jail and stuff, I guess. So like if somebody murders somebody, your sentence is death. If somebody steals from somebody, the sentence should be monetary gain.
Well,
I mean, that's karma right there.
sort of, kind of, but not really.
So you're changing that?
Well, no, it's karma, but it's not... I don't know how to explain it. Like, the monetary thing is what threw me off, because I don't think there should be monetary gain from any downfall. Like, if something bad happens to you, you shouldn't just get money because of it.
Well, what would you do? Let's just say that somebody stole 1,000 kitty coins from another person. What would be that person's fate?
Then they would have to work until they paid back all of it. Okay, so that is monetary.
Oh, exiled nerd, between you and me, I think I have a goal for us to set. Just, you can't see him. He's over there. Anyways, Necro. Question 1. Does your country have its own religion?
Karma is not a religion.
Karma is part of a religion.
Well, yeah, it is part of a religion. It's one of the main scores of Buddhism.
Yep.
So, I mean, it does hold partial, but you did say it yourself. You don't have a full religion, but you do have a system of belief.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Necro, do you have a special religion for your country or not?
It isn't special, but it does exist. It's very rare, though. It's called omnistic,
Okay.
where you actually believe parts of every religion, but not every religion fully.
Pretty much you can pick and choose what you believe.
I thought there was a different name for that, though.
No, omnism is actually the terminology.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how much of a hold does religion have in your country?
It's pretty much still based off of our trade routes. It depends on how much the countries that we're communicating have a religious hold.
Okay. You sound like the world's biggest bitch. Just to be honest with you, like everything's based on everybody else. I'm not special. I'm just a Walmart. Get your shit and get out. Brandon, I'm almost terrified to ask, do you have your own religion?
Nope. We're going off the old codes of Hammurabi. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
Exiled Nerd says, you need to move the damn camera so I can see my soon-to-be friends.
Unfortunately...
Well, Kitten of Doom's face reveal will be soon. Brandon's, I don't know yet. We'll find out. So,
to be determined.
Brandon, I did not hear your report. I'm sorry. Do you have a religious?
Nope.
Okay, and how much does religion fall to your people? What would you say is
Are you affected by religion in any sense?
Probably not.
All right.
Yeah, no. Since, I rule it.
Well, for me,
Says the most religious.
Yeah, for the most
religious person.
The most religious person in this room has no religion in his country. I'm loving it. Maybe this is why he doesn't want a face reveal right now, because he's afraid some people in the cloth might find out. Now,
we're making up countries. This doesn't mean it's actually gonna happen.
They should see some of your videos. Anyways!
Exactly.
Oh, Darts the Monkeys just jumped on. Hello, Darts. And he says, I will found the Republic of Bananistan. Awesome! The country of Bananistan. Well,
all hail the monkeys.
All hail the monkeys.
Kitties.
Monkey.
Monkey King Day Luffy, who runs your planet, doesn't, or your country doesn't.
Anyways, my country does not follow any particular religion.
You fuck with the rubber man, you'll get knocked out.
I mean, I am myself a religious person.
Have you never watched
However,
movies?
my country will not be based on religion. If anything, my country will actually be very negative when it deals with religion. Due to the fact that a lot of the things that are keeping scientific growth from increasing are anti-scientific groups, aka religious groups. So while there is no standard religion, you could be any religion in my country, if your religious feelings come in the way of improving mankind, we will have to remove you from the country. You could be whatever religion you want, and you can practice whatever you want, but if it comes between the country and its main goals, you're considered an enemy to the state, basically, and we'll just have to remove you. Alright, that's all kinds of downers and depressions. Let's go for 2 more quick, funny jokes. Or stories. Questions. Damn it. Alright, so, I was going to ask, what was your guys' national anthem going to be? But I don't think anybody's had time to think that one all the way through. Other than, of course, went offline?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Don't tell me we went offline.
There
Oh, wait.
no, you're
I think we're coming back.
It was just a spike.
Beep. Beep. I think I hear a heartbeat.
It's lagging still on here. Yeah, like shaking it's gonna help.
Damn it!
I do this at home when it lags. I like shake it and I hit it.
Okay, well.
Pretty sure I'm probably just too crap.
I broke it again.
Doesn't shock me.
I don't think so.
Is there a tutorial on how to start your own religion?
I would suggest starting with Civilization 5.